Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm gonna try to get out on some different fish other than what I've been chasing. If you're not new here, you know I've been out basically going after those guys, and there's a lot of great videos that have come from that. So if you guys haven't seen those yet, go back and check out my ice fishing playlist. There's a ton of videos that I think are good this season. Hopefully you guys do too. Otherwise, if you're new here, thanks for joining me. What I'm trying to do today, and hopefully with the thumbnail and description, basically I'm trying to go out pan fishing for the first time on some very thin ice, and I don't advise this at all. We've had very bad ice conditions this year, and like Midwest basically all together. There's been snow, there's been rain, we've had freezes and thaws. I think we had first ice 3 times. It's been stressful, and I like ice fishing, so this has been killing me. But I do believe I will be able to walk out. So what I'm going to do is pack extremely light. So if you guys ever do go out and you're on like 3-4 inches of ice, which you can walk on, you should always have a buddy. I don't have a buddy. It's one of those days where I can't get anybody to get out with me. Who would have think? Hey, you want to go fishing? No, I can't go. Don't think about that too much. But the big thing is, yeah, if you got a buddy, go. If you have a spud bar, which you should have a spud bar, bring it with you. So I'm gonna bring my spud bar. I'm just gonna bring my sled. I'm gonna grab 2 rods, basically just for pan fishing, and then just like a simple thing of plastics probably, and maybe some wax worms and spikes or something like that. I'm gonna try and keep it simple. But my goal today is to try and get on some big panfish for the first time this season, which I have tried, and I did get on some in the Mississippi earlier, but I digress. Go back through the playlist if you want to see those. Otherwise, hopefully, if you're seeing this, I got on some fish. Alright guys, so I got down here, and it looks like I should be able to walk out, but there's a slight chance that the ice is actually very bad right now. It looks like it got slushy. I'm hoping it firmed up because it did get cold enough to do that, but we'll see. Okay, everything else is packed up. One thing you absolutely need though on bad ice is one of these guys. Spud bar. Get yourself one. Save your life. Okay, as you guys can see, I spotted my way out all the way. I probably walked 200 yards, 300 yards, something like that. But I spotted my way all the way out, made sure, it looks like I came across a couple spots that were like 2.5 inches. I can walk across that, especially when it's surrounded by 3.5 inches, which I think is the normal. I haven't measured the ice yet, but I know how hard when I'm hitting it. I hit it pretty hard. So I'm gonna say 3 inches minimum for most of the area that I'm in. If you guys know where I'm at, be smart if you come out here. Use a spud bar too, drill holes, use a tape measure, measure the ice. Don't just come walking out here and think you're fine, because I did find thinner ice. So hopefully now I'm gonna drill out a grid of holes. It's nice out. It's only like 30 degrees outside, so it's not cold. So what I'm gonna do is drill out a grid of holes, start hole hopping, and hopefully you guys see some big panfish.
Okay, so like I said before, today it's all about panfish. So this will be the first time and probably only time you see this rod case completely empty like it is. I wanted to pack light, wanted to make sure nothing extra that I didn't need was in my way. I have my plastics box and my spoons case. Oh, if you want the sticker, that's on DWS Outdoors merch link in the description. There's a bunch of merch down there if you guys want to support the channel. But what I'm going to start with is probably a little bit more of an aggressive thing that I know works out here. This pink JB Lures bow spoon. The bow spoon is going to go on my Tuned Up Customs Precision, because that's my spoon rod. It's basically what I wanted this rod specifically for, was running little spoons and stuff like this. I can run bigger ones, but... And then the other rod setup is my Tuned Up Customs bullwhip. I just did a video on that. If you guys want to go check it out, I talk all about this and the setup and stuff like that. But right now, what I have on there is a, I believe, Tungsten Tubby Toad. I think that's what this is called. 4-pound test line. I'm going to put a plastic on this, probably a BY Baits, maybe Mud Bug to start out. And yeah, let's stick some fish. Okay, I'm going to just show you guys this. This is that BY Baits Mud Bug. It's a tiny little bait, but it's very lifelike, so if there's anything around, we should get lucky and should be able to get some. Yeah, I think I have a hole full of minnows right now. Okay, so I drilled out a bunch of holes in this area that usually has some kind of growth in it. I didn't mark one single weed, and about half the holes had shiner minnows in them, which can be good for game fish, but when there's panfish around, the shiner minnows literally just cloud the water column here. So I'm gonna make a long walk, hopefully there's good ice, and look for some more fish here. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a big strip of open water right there. I'm on like 2 to 3 inches, like I was saying, but that's still open. So if you were to come out here and it snows a little bit, that's going to be hidden. And that'll only have like 1 inch of ice on it, because we're not getting any really cold nights. It's getting down to the teens, but that might skim over. So that's a big problem. And then right up here, I haven't checked it yet, but the ice I'm standing on is actually thinner than it was before. So I'm checking as I go, but there looks like some fresh ice up here. It actually looks like somebody chopped a hole in it once. And yeah, so if you're just walking along, you'd fall right through that. Let me show you again. I'm just picking this up. That's going right through. So this is bad ice right here, and it looks like there's a whole crack that goes in shallow, and you wouldn't be able to cross this anywhere. I'm going to say this probably heaved up and then broke down and laid flat and then refroze. So I need to get to that side of it, but it doesn't look like there's anything out where I'm at that I could actually get to the other side of that. So I might be limited today, but we'll see. If you guys see more, obviously I found a way around this thing. Oh, fish. First fish of the day is a decent pumpkin seed. Let this guy go. Okay, so we're on the board. Let's try and get a couple more. Just getting on these fish just before dark. What you guys don't see is I've walked probably 3 or 4 miles easy, and then drilled probably about 50 to 60 holes. Luckily the ice isn't that thick, so it's not too hard and it's nice and smooth, so easy walking, but it's still a lot of work to get on a couple fish. Hopefully I find some bigger ones real quick here for you guys. Otherwise I'm just happy I'm on some fish right now. Another one. Oh, it's a bluegill. Decent one too. It's like a 7.5 incher. Stunted though. Gigantic gill flap. Small gill. That ear belongs on a 10. The mud bug is working. I got one down in the weeds I'm trying to get out. Being stubborn. Okay, so I was getting some big marks coming up chasing, and I actually think they were it might have been big crappie or even big bluegills, but they weren't biting that tungsten tubby toad with the whatchamacallit, the mud bug on it. So now I got a glow pink rat finky. I think it's from Custom Jigs and Spins, and then I'm gonna put a pink plastic of some kind on there. I'll figure it out. I'm actually going to try this mayfly larvae. I'm going to try to keep this profile really small and see if that helps.
Alright guys, so I'm back home. It was a long day. I drilled hundreds of holes again. If you guys know where I'm at, I literally was running into 1 inch of ice and less. Places that if you were to step on it, you'd go through 100%. And if you guys are looking for like an update of information and you know where I was at, I couldn't find weeds anywhere, if you know. Obviously those are like gold, so you're going to be looking out there, whatever fun chance, looking for weeds, because I went everywhere that they're supposed to be and they weren't there. By the end of the day though, at like 4 o'clock I think that was, I finally found a spot that had some like open water, like 1 punch through, and I could actually see some weeds through it. I'm going to guess that's probably why they were still there, because the sunlight was still going through to them, but they were dead. And that's how I caught those 2 fish. We're on like the 1 set of weeds that I was on. But it was literally, I don't think anything more than 3 inches of ice. My arms freaking sore from swinging that spud bar, but that's what you have to do when you're on dangerous ice like that. I try not to advocate doing it. Obviously you guys are going to go out and do whatever the heck you want. I'm not your parents or anything like that, but if you would like to prevent yourself from going through the ice, make sure you're carrying a spud bar, and you should probably have a buddy with you. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed today's struggle. Obviously, if you're not new here, you know what's up, but if you are new, could you please just remember to